T-Roy Cruz here, your life applications officer. How are you doing today? Not going to try to hold you long. Talking about more Colin Flaherty stuff, and this past Sunday I got a woof of what it means. Well, I've always had a woof, but I got another revelation. What it means to be in the middle. But, in other words, what it means to agree with someone like Colin Flaherty. But at the same time, you can only agree with him so much because you yourself are black. You're black. And I remember many moons ago, well, back in the 80s, I should say, I remember, downtown Pittsburgh was for the uppity up. It was for people that got money. And you could go downtown Pittsburgh, and if you went downtown Pittsburgh with no money, you went down there to go hang out at Point State Park. The worst you could do was go down at the point and watch pretty girls jogging by. You know what I'm saying? Or pretty wives walking by, walking their little doggies or something like that. Or, you go down to Mellon Square on a hot day and get wet. You're free to go hang out at the falls, and you could go over above the parking garage, Mellon Square. I used to do security there. You could go up on top, and on top is a waterfall, and people, when it's extremely hot and humid out there, and I've done it a number of times, people go up to the Mellon Square Park on top of the garage. There's a park on the roof, and you go up there, and you sit in front of the waterfall, and that really, really, really helps you cool off. Matter of fact, I did that probably 2 years ago or less, and I did a video about it. I have videos about it. I think those videos were put on Facebook, though, but on a hot, humid day, you just go sit, and they still do that, but the people that are doing that today are mostly white people. People that go to the point today are mostly white people, and you see somebody black go to the point, especially when it gets dark, you get worried. You see somebody black hanging out in any place that is secluded from downtown, from the busiest sections of downtown Pittsburgh, you get worried. Even I get worried. And I hate to say that about my people, as someone would say, my people. My people are the people of God, whether they be black, white, Hispanic, Native American, whatever they be. My people are the people of God. Black people are not my people. My people are the people of God. And I told people at my job that they were black, because my job, a lot of us are black, And I told him that. My people ain't black people. My people are the people of God. Because when black people become people of God, they have less tendency to do foolish things like this crap I'm just getting ready to tell you about. Anyway, this past Sunday, leaving work, Monday and Tuesday, my day off. I figure it's the weekend. I'm downtown. I got downtown in good time. I got to wait about 30 minutes for my bus, at least. So 10 minutes of that took me to go into McDonald's, which is on 5th, on 6th and Smithfield. On 6th and Wood. 6th and Wood, McDonald's. Smithfield is where I'm getting ready to talk about. But 6th Avenue and Wood Street is where I went to the McDonald's. That's the one closest to me when I'm trying to get on my buses. And I like the other ones, but they close earlier. And this one needs to close earlier. Because don't nothing happen down there but people getting arrested for, meeting their rivals, their enemies at this particular McDonald's for some reason. A fight breaks out, some gossip is passing across tables or something, fight breaks out, cops show up, they lock the place down, can't nobody get in, McDonald's loses business, it's just crazy. But I went in there Sunday because I figure it's nice outside, it's peaceful and quiet, and I hate going in there because there's always, excuse me, I shouldn't say this, but black people in there, okay? Nothing but black people. Just black people, okay? It doesn't bother me to see other black people, but I hate when they do so much crime and cause so much trouble that nobody else wants to be there. So it becomes their thing, and they get proud about it like this was our place. Yeah, it's your place because you was doing violence and doing drugs or doing whatever there, and now don't nobody else want to hang out there. Don't no other races want to come in there. Now during the day, you see all kinds of walks of life coming there. But when the sun goes down, as soon as the sun goes down, you see all kinds of knucklehead black folks going in and out of there, okay? And a lot of them are violent, okay? A lot of them are up to no good. Anyway, I went in there, and it's after 8 o'clock, and I'm thinking I don't need to be eating anything. No, it wasn't after 8 o'clock. It was after 6 o'clock. It was around 6 o'clock. It was around 6 o'clock. Yeah, it was right before 6 o'clock. And I had a half an hour to go before I get my bus. So it was right before 6 o'clock. So I was down there in good time. I got 30 minutes to kill, which I'm not too happy about the 30 minutes to kill because I want to get out of there because I don't live in a violent neighborhood. I don't live in a ghetto. This place up here is not a ghetto. Okay, it will be though. It looks like it will be. Okay, if they don't start investing their money to where it needs to be invested up here, and that's just going to run this whole. But I don't know. I'm not going to be up here that much more longer. I just found out I might be moving again, and this time I might be moving out of the state. Praise God. But anyway, watching Tommy Sotomayor. It's Tommy Sotomayor going on behind me. Not that I'm a fan of Tommy Sotomayor, but the stuff that I'm talking about, he talks about it every day. But anyway, to make a long story short, I leave McDonald's. I didn't want to eat McDonald's in there because there was people in there that were just from the jump getting on my last nerve. Okay, just being there. Let me get out of here. So I get out of McDonald's. I get my food. I figure it's a nice night outside. You know what I mean? And it's kind of light outside. I'll eat. It's so nice outside, I can eat at the bus stop. So I go to the bus stop and bring my food up there, and there's this girl up there screaming, and everybody walks by. I'm a beautiful woman. I'm a beautiful woman. I'm trying to explain to you that I'm a beautiful woman. Now, this beautiful woman looked like she could have been a transgender woman, not a real woman. She could have been transgender. I don't know. She had parts of her that looked female, but from here to the neck and the arm, she looked like a guy, okay? Tattoos everywhere, looked like she did something else before she ever started caring about her woman's side. And for some reason, she felt that she needed to, stop everybody and tell them how much of a beautiful woman she is. And she's like, I felt bad for her. I wanted to tell her about Jesus or something, but I know that she was drunk. It was all over her breath. And I'm getting ready to go in like this little alcove to the hotel and eat. And where no one's going to watch me eat, I'm going in the alcove in there and standing there and eat. And here she comes, screaming at me. I'm a beautiful woman. I'm trying to tell everybody I'm a beautiful woman. And I don't know if she wanted me to tell her, okay, you want me to, what do you want? What do you want? Like, I don't know what she wanted. Like, I was beginning to get afraid. Like, what is she doing? I don't know. So, other people walking by and she's running out, and every time she gets ready to walk away, somebody else is walking down the street and she starts yelling at them. And people are like, why are you walking up on people? Like, why don't you go do something with yourself or something, man? Y'all want to be out of a woman, So I sit down because I got nowhere to go. I mean, I'm thinking hopefully this woman will follow one of these white people or even one of these black people and get out my face. Like, don't get in my face, okay? Sure enough, she got up in my face again. I already walked away from her spitting and alcohol breath and all like that. Rolled up my sandwich and that. Put it in my bag. I ain't going to eat it here with all this going on. So I put it in my bag. Okay. Sure enough, she had to come over to me and start talking about it again. I'm a beautiful woman. So, all of a sudden, this young girl starts walking up the street. She got what appears covered up in her arms as a baby. She's coming up. And I can tell that's a girl. That's a woman. That's a 20-some-year-old woman. I can look at her. I know that's a 20-some-year-old woman. That's a 20-some-year-old black woman right there. That is not whatever. That is not a thing. That is not, now maybe, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the lady or whatever the thing was. But maybe she wasn't drunk. I could tell more what she was. I don't know. But, I'll assume that she was a woman, and because she was drunk, she looked like she could be a woman in a guy's body that's transisting, or however you put it. I don't know. But she didn't feel that she was a beautiful woman, and she's crying about how she's a beautiful woman, and people better pay her some respect and all this stuff. Meanwhile, this young girl walks up with what appears to be a baby. I told you before, you need to watch your tongue. You need to watch your mouth. So I'm thinking, what, y'all know each other or something? Somebody let me in on a secret. You know this lady? Like, y'all know each other? What's going on here? And they start, so she escalated the situation by saying, you need to watch your mouth. And she didn't care that the woman wasn't talking to her. The woman was talking to me, and that's exactly what she said. When the woman come up there, and she got in her face first while she seen her talking to me. She said, you need to watch your you need to watch your goddamn mouth. You need to watch your mouth. You need to watch your goddamn mouth. And the woman said, you talking to me? And it just, she escalated the situation. So she escalated first, and this woman escalated by getting up in her face like she was doing me. She should have known that she was going to get up in her face, And so next thing you know, it went on and went on and went on. Them arguing back and forth, and this woman's holding a baby, and everybody, all of a sudden, there's me there. There's another black dude, and there's this older black lady there. And nobody, where's all the white people? Like, usually when I wait there at that bus stop, there is like everything there but black people. There's like a couple Asians there, a couple Africans, a couple Mexicans, okay, there, and a couple white people there. Because we're all from this area, and this area is like, blacks are the lowest number of people in this area. So when my bus comes, it's not a ghetto bus like these other buses. We got a lot of melanation up here, but it ain't black, okay? And I can count on my hands how many black people I'm gonna see on the bus. back and forth on any given day because there's not that many of us up here. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, there ain't. But anyway, this this thing got out of hand, and before I knew it, this woman then gave her baby to a total stranger. She gave her baby to this young man. This man went inside the hotel with her baby. I didn't know he could go in there in the hotel on a Sunday without, but I don't know if somebody went in there and seen that a fight was breaking out, so they had him bring the baby inside so these ladies could fight. Next thing you know, I'm talking to the one girl and letting her know, like I'm giving her the third degree, this thing. I'm telling her, like, look, this woman got a baby. You do not want to fight her. You put your hands on this woman, you'll go to jail. But the girl with the baby had already smacked her with one hand. She holding the baby with one hand and smacked the girl with the other one. Okay? So next thing you know, out of clear blue, she just jumps like right past me and starts going off on this transgender looking girl. Just start like, and they start fighting, and this girl, transgender, whatever she was, I don't know. She just looked strange looking to me. Okay, this girl got her crack, in the wall between the. Okay, so now they're fighting, and this girl's winning. Okay, this brother gonna hold the baby for her instead of just like helping me grab this lady and tell her to walk off before we call the police. Okay. And the old lady, she got hit in the face or something trying to keep them from fighting. So she said, look, I'm done with you, or whatever. So the next thing you know, she finally, I don't know if her bus finally came or what, but she disappeared. And found out that this crazy drunk behind girl broke this other girl's glasses and all this kind of stuff on purpose. Okay, and all this kind of stuff. And so she waits. So next thing you know, it's just me, her, and the one dude that got her baby. Okay, so the next thing you know, I get on the phone and I call the police. And I'm thinking, something told me I should have called the police. The minute this woman got up in my face, I should have called the police. Because I knew she was going to do something wrong. And I had to call the police, give a description. Meanwhile, I'm on the phone calling the police. She's on the phone talking to the police too. This other girl, the girl with the baby. And I'm thinking, hold up, lady. You had the last 10, 15 minutes to call the police. You're going to call the police after you hit this woman first. Okay? Got in a fight with her. Okay? And now that she wants to walk away from the scene, you want to call the police on her. But you hit her first. And even though you carrying a baby and she was cussing in front of your baby, welcome to America. That don't give you a right to hit her. Okay? You escalated that. And now I'm trying to de-escalate it. And the thing that's on my mind is I don't want these white people to ride my bus, because my bus will be here any minute. It's running very late, thank God. I don't want them to think that I know these girls. I don't want them to think I know any of these people. And sure enough, when the bus finally got there, the crazy drunk transgender thing had disappeared. And I told the police which way she went. I hate when they ask you 100 questions. When I told them there's a child involved, they should have been on their, they should have been wheel. Sirens should have been going off. They should have been flying to the rescue. Not asking me questions. Once I tell them a baby's involved, they should be on the scene. And it doesn't matter, and they always ask you, what color is the person? Well, you need a description. But if it's a baby, what does it matter what color the baby is? But the suspect, They didn't ask me that. They asked me about the suspect. Suspect was black. Okay. And the only thing I could think about was how embarrassing this was for me as a black man. And it made me feel like, God, I hate black people. Because even this lovely little lady with the baby had to come up there and show her black behind. Like you ain't never heard. You cussing at the woman while the baby's in your arms. Oh, you need to watch your effing mouth. I told you watch your effing mouth. And then they calling each other the B word. I must have heard the B word more times just by these two women calling each other the B word. I've heard the B word more times in that conversation than I've heard in the last 30 years. I mean, they was just cussing up a storm, and she gonna tell this woman, you need to watch your mouth, I got a baby. Well, look, you need to watch your mouth. This woman's drunk. She said she want to let everybody know she a beautiful woman, but I'm wondering if she is a woman. I don't know what this is. And she all up my face. And I'm thinking, brothers, sisters, somebody know this lady. Like, come get your dog. Like, call off your dog, man. Get her out of here, But then this girl comes up, and I finally got myself out of that hole and sat down where everybody could see me. And here this girl shows up, you need to watch your mouth, And she just escalated the situation. And both of the girls took a beating. Of course, thank God the suspect took a beating more than the one with the baby did. But the woman with the baby, she escalated the situation. Because she wasn't drunk. She was in her right mind. She knew that something was wrong with this woman. This woman is mentally ill. This woman is drunk to the core and mentally ill, maybe even both. I don't know. But I'm thinking, I don't want the people that I live with to think that I'm like this. This ain't me. And I did break it up. I did get in the middle of them. Okay, and I was tempted to choke that girl. The transgender thing. I was tempted to choke her because of the simple fact the other girl had a baby. I was tempted to choke her. Grab her around the neck. She's about my height. I was tempted to take her down on the ground and choke her. So until she understands she needs to move on. Leave people alone. Because this woman got a baby. And even though that woman slapped her first, she still has a baby. If a grown man, I'm a man. If a man walked up to me and punched me in the face, broke my nose, the first thing I'm going to say is put the baby down. Or let's go to the football field and finish this out. I'm not going to fight him while he got a baby. And even though this girl was stone drunk, she kept getting in this woman's face. She never did put her hands on her until the woman put the baby down. Another case of black folks going wild. And this time I was in the middle of it. And the only thing I could think about, Lord forgive me, is what is this going to make me look like in front of my neighbors? What is this going to make me look like in front of, if I end up in the news or end up, if this gets to my job, if I end up in the news or something, or if this fight doesn't break up soon, am I going to have to punch this girl in order to get her to calm down? Am I going to have to knock her out or choke her or something? And then all of a sudden, I'm a black man out there beating up on a woman, on a black woman, or something, and I go to jail. It's funny how all I wanted to do was go grab a burger and fries before catching my bus because I had 30 minutes to kill. I had no intention on walking up into this mess. And what I'm saying here is it's funny how so many black people walk up into stuff that they don't mean to walk up into. Because I wasn't going to let this woman hurt this woman and her baby when she's carrying a baby. Even though this woman was stupid enough to slap her, the baby ain't stupid. I'm not going to let nobody hurt that baby. I felt like I had to step in between them. And we all did. Me, the younger man, and the old lady, we all had to step in there. Because we understood there's a baby involved. And then, when they went to fighting, we couldn't do nothing but let them fight. I was just glad the baby wasn't in her arms. But I'm thinking, who gives their baby to some total stranger on the street just so she can get in a fight? I wouldn't let anybody handle my children. If there's some dude that I want to fight on the street, I'm going to say, hey, sweetie, let me take you home first. Even if my child's old enough to stand there and watch me fight. Okay? I got my kids with me. I'm not going to fight nobody. I'm going to say, hey, brother, next time I see you on the street, you better hope I ain't got my kids with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to fight you in front of my kids like that. Neither am I going to fight you while I'm holding a toddler. You know, an infant. You know, God, that's dumb. And then we have this Antwon Rose case. I'm thinking when a lot of white people see me, this is the problem that I want to talk to Colin Flaherty fans about. I'm a Colin Flaherty fan to a certain extent. Okay? I don't see where the term black mob violence comes from. There isn't a culture of black mob violence. There's a culture of black kids committing crime, and there's no such thing as murder is murder. Okay, if that means if a white person murders somebody and you're calling it, you say the term black crime, that means that when a white person goes out and murders somebody white or somebody black, it's not his fault. He's doing it because of black people. Crime is crime. It's not black crime. Mob violence is not black mob violence. It's mob violence. And a bunch of kids fighting in school is not black mob violence because they're not old enough to be in the mob. Black mob violence is when you got gangs and hordes of black people carrying guns and going away blowing up other gangsters. That's black mob violence, Colin. A bunch of teenagers beating up on a white kid is not black mob violence. It's violence. And I told you in the last video what I feel needs to be done. There's not a white person that I've seen yet to agree with me, but you love to clown black people. You love to show everybody how violent and dumb we are. But the people that it really happens to, the victims, don't talk like you. And I know a lot of these people that are on the Colin Flaherty channel are not victims of black mob violence. The reason why you run in your mouth is because you think it's exempt from you, and it's not. Because if you look at Colin Flaherty carefully, he's angry because this violence is coming to what you think is the segregated neighborhoods. Violence in black schools is usually in what Colin calls black cities. Okay? Colin has black cities and the brothers and the sisters, and you know what I mean. And what I'm getting is there are different cultures of black people. Just like there's different cultures of Native Americans. There's different cultures of Mexicans. Okay, you got Mexicans and Puerto Ricans that are in gangs. And even though the numbers are always going to be smaller than what's going on with the black community, the so-called black community, black folks don't really have their own community anywhere. Okay? If it was a black community, that means that white folks ain't allowed to come there and live. Oh, you got money, you're allowed to come there and live. Okay? But All these topics that we discuss on the Colin Flaherty channel is not what it really is. And I'm not trying to sound like the media or anything like that. Because just imagine, though, let's face it though, just imagine if every time somebody did crime and they were black, you, like Colin Flaherty wants you to, you specified what color they were that did the crime. Why? The neighbors know who it was. Why do you want to tell the world about, I don't know, Columbus, Ohio before they get there? Like they can't read the fine print. They can't read between the lines. Why do you want to keep everybody out of Columbus, Ohio, Colin? Why do you want to keep everybody out of Pittsburgh? Why do you want to keep everybody out of New York City, Philadelphia? Okay? Why do you want to keep everybody, you know what I mean? And what the channel is about, and this is my only problem with Colin. I appreciate the fact that he's being honest. But your idea of calling things out and make sure it's black, 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 black every time black does it. And you don't really care about them little numbers that ain't. Well, that's a problem. Because them little numbers that ain't are very important because that's all we got. We need them little numbers, okay? Them little numbers that ain't, we need them. Them little numbers that are successful, them little numbers that are growing up and going to college and have no history of violence in their family trees and blah, 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 blah. We need them little small numbers. Those are very important to us. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I'm saying, me having a gun in my house, okay? If I can't afford to buy enough, the rest of the bullets for the magazine, hey, I'm not going to waste the bullets that are there, okay? I need them bullets because somebody breaking my house, being black people are under so much scrutiny, being someone breaking my house, I need to be ready with the little bit I got left. But then we have Antwon Rose. And I don't know if Colin has done a video on Antwon Rose. I'm going to look it up. But my only thing about Antwon Rose is, and this is a message to black folks, please stop acting like the minute somebody white touches a black person, that it's your problem. Because it's not. Antwon Rose is not my problem. I don't know Antwon Rose from Adam. Just like I don't know anybody from the Elvis Presley family from Adam. Michael Jackson did because he married his daughter at one time. But me, I don't know squat. All I know is you ain't nothing but a hound dog. That's all I know. Okay? I don't know no white, you know what I'm saying? So if something happened from out, you know what I'm saying? If and these dumb white people you got out there marching with you, you know what they're doing? They want you to kiss. They trust me. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Eventually, they're going to expect something out of you, black folks. When they march with you, when their kids, they ain't getting shot up like that. If you ain't walking in my shoes, how you gonna tell me what I'm going through? Like all the time people was getting shot up in New Kensington. My kids wasn't getting shot up. Because the day that my kids did their first crime, okay, I had custody of them. Okay, I made sure they wasn't going to do it again. There wasn't going to be no repeats. one of my daughters spent the night in jail. Okay, and both of them did community service. Okay, for the crap that they did at a local store. Okay, I ain't gonna tolerate that crap. Okay, and my kids learn early on in life. They learn when they was 12 and 13. Don't embarrass daddy. Because you embarrass daddy, daddy will leave you wherever you land. Wherever the white man spit you, that's where you'll be land. That's where you'll be. Being you dumb enough to put yourself in that situation. Now, my kids coming up, most of their friends was white. I tell you no lie. That's probably why. That's probably why my kids are still living. Because most of their friends was white. The black kids don't know them. And I can tell you honestly, true too, that there are black folks out there that my daughters, if they open up their mouth, they'll run. I remember me and my daughters would walk down the street. And they'd see some kids that they knew. They said, Dad, let's go this way. Why? Why can't we go straight? Let's go. Dad, follow me. Let's go this way. Because they know. They've seen how these kids are in school. And they know they're going to say something to my daughters and I'm going to pop one of them. That's why they asked me to walk the other way. One kid called my daughter a name one time while we was walking home from church. And I'm standing right there with them. I'm walking in between them. And I turn around. You know, my daughters by this time were a little bit, my youngest one's a little bit taller than me. And my oldest one, she's my height. And they're both like, they're only like 15 and 14 at that time. And I turned around and I got in the dude's face. I says, why do you call her that if she doesn't want to be called her that? Oh, she know I'm playing with her, brother. Who are you? I said, I'm her father. He just looked at me like he lost his mind because he ain't used to it. He's not used to a father being in these girls' lives. He just looked at me like I lost my mind. He figured I was some little short dude trying to get some. You better pay attention to the gray hair, buddy. I'm as old as Methuselah. You better pay attention. Okay? But he thought, I take it as a compliment, but he thought I was younger. He thought I was trying to date these girls. And they was stupid enough to date an old fart. I ain't no sugar daddy. Okay? I turned around, I stepped right in front of him. I said, hey, young man, why do you talk to them that way if they don't like it? Okay? Now, he got mad at me and walked right out of my face and made sure he didn't bump me when he did it. Because he knew next time he messed with my daughters, he know he going to bring some nunchucks with him or something because me and him going to go at it. Okay? But, the thing is, when I listened to the interview of Antwon Rose's mom, she's in this world where she is blaming herself for Antwon Rose. Well, she shouldn't a little bit, because not that she could have done anything, but the fact is, Antwon Rose was her son, is her son, and she's responsible to keep him from what he did. Now, you make a big deal about the fact that this kid got shot in the back. He actually had the magazine to a 9mm in his pocket. Okay? Further evidence shows that he fired a gun at a victim, whether he landed the shots or not. He did fire a weapon. Okay? But because he was shot in the back by a white man, okay, you want to march. You want to act crazy. And like I was telling one guy at my job, I do have to ask Colin Flaherty fans. Colin Flaherty fans, hear me real good. How come black cops hardly ever shoot anybody in the back? when black cops go to the scene of a crime, how come they're able to make an arrest without shooting a person in the back? And then here's another one that goes with it. How come when a black kid or a black adult gets shot in the back, it's always a white cop, it's never a black cop? And at the same time, why is it the blacks that come after the shooting? They weren't even there. If you look at the camera footage, usually there are no black cops there that were there at the scene of the crime when these kids or these adults got shot by white cops. That's all I'm saying. Like, where were the black people at? Like, we got enough black police, especially here in Pittsburgh. You telling me in the inner cities of Pittsburgh there ain't enough black cops? There's plenty of black cops. But you always make sure somehow that when you shoot a kid, that there were no black cops there to see it or witness it. I don't get that. Okay? But the black cops come after, they come to the crime scene and clean up the mess. They come there and do reports and stuff and say, oh yeah, the cop was innocent. But they weren't there. I'm just curious about that. I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to bring up anything to attack. But I'm just saying, like, how come you don't hear enough reports of black police officers getting charged for shooting anybody in the back or getting charged for firing their weapon at somebody that was unarmed? It's always a white cop and a black kid. I'm just curious about that. And I had this conversation with a police officer. I had this conversation with a black police officer who was upset about, these people marching in Pittsburgh and some of the stuff that was being said online and all this about this. And he agreed with me. Yeah, why? He said the words right out of my mouth. Why are the cops never black? Why do the black cops come later? Why are they never right there to witness how it went down? That's a question I want your answer on, and the other ones too. I'm Delroy Cruz, your life applications officer on another Colin Flaherty racial subject. I'll talk to you soon. Maybe I'll do a part 3. God bless.